And this is the height of naval power today. The US Navy's NIMITZ class supercarriers.
The NIMITZ class carrier is an American class of nuclear aircraft carriers. At the end of World War II, aircraft carriers grew in size enormously, driven by two things. One of them was the jet aircraft. The other was the development of the atomic bomb.
In service since 1975, each of the 10 NIMITZ class carriers stands 20 stories above the water, stretching over 330 meters across it, capable of carrying 130 aircraft and crewed by a contingent of 6,000 personnel. Each vessel is simultaneously a ship, an Air Force base, and a small city. At the time of construction, the NIMITZ class were the biggest warships ever built. Having served in nearly every crisis and conflict the United States has been involved in over the last 40+ years, these trusty ships are projected to provide the bulk of the Navy's carrier force for at least another 20 years. A big part of the NIMITZ class's longevity is its nuclear power plant. With two Westinghouse 4AW pressurized water reactors, each ship generates 190 megawatts of electricity, enough to power 47,500 homes. Capable of operating for 20 years without refueling, these supercarriers use their reactors to drive 4 propeller shafts, achieving an official top speed of over 30 knots.
The advantage of nuclear power in these ships, it gives them in fact the ability to steam at high speed virtually limitlessly. But they have another advantage as well, and that is that if you have a nuclear power plant, you have a great deal more room in the ship for fuel for aircraft and munitions for aircraft.
Certainly people say that the most dangerous place on the planet is on the flight deck on an aircraft carrier, because there's aircraft taking off and landing and you're standing right next to them. If you've ever gone out onto an airport and stood where the aircraft are, you kept well away. But they have to be right next to it. They're manoeuvring the aircraft are turning, and then they're letting it go. And meanwhile, another aircraft is landing. If they step in the wrong place, they're going to get sucked up into the engines or run over by an aeroplane.
While the US government has neither confirmed nor denied the presence of nuclear weapons on its aircraft carriers, the NIMITZ class are known to be equipped with missile defense cannons as well as anti-aircraft and anti-ship missile launchers. Along with the Kevlar armor coating vital spaces, the supercarrier's armament is the last line of defense, and the real protection is provided by the strike force it travels with. Costing around $4.5 billion each to construct. In conflict, this makes them a prized target for the enemy. As such, they never sail alone. Made up of at least one submarine for protection from below and several varying warships and supply vessels on the surface, the already intimidating supercarriers are escorted by an equally intimidating strike force to ensure the objectives of their deployment are met.